So this video is going to cover my specific settings on the mod configurator for mod pass with the strike pack. This is on PS4, doesn't matter if it's Xbox though, it's any console. The first part where you map buttons, I really don't change anything. The only exception for you guys might be some people like to change the L3 or left stick from sprint to something more useful if you have auto sprint on. I've done that in the past, but for now I'm leaving this as is. Sensitivity, I either have a 5 or a 4. This is look sensitivity, not aim down sight sensitivity. This does not really matter in terms of ADS, anti-recoil. There's no anti-recoil control on hipfire, where this is really what you're trying to match. So for the most part, this setting is not going to impact your strike pack. ADS is what matters. I like to leave it at a 3 because this is the easiest setting to match on advanced look controls. You can play around and actually, adjust if you're used to a 4, a 5, a 2, whatever that might be, but a 3 is the recommended setting that I would use. Feature legend, for the most part, doesn't matter, but there is a small difference. Pathfinder is the tallest character, or one of the tallest characters, I think. Lifeline and Wraith are very short characters, so if you go into the training grounds, you'll see, as Pathfinder, when you aim down sights and look straight, you're looking at the top of the dummy's head, whereas for someone like Lifeline, you look down straight, you're actually looking at the chest. And so because the angle of your aim is different, the anti-recoil, the inputs from the strike pack will be slightly different. So you do want to make sure that whatever legend you use the most, probably have that on. Everything else, I don't use sear holster focus. First of all, this is only usable when you're on weapon swap for your profile change. I don't like weapon swap. I always use manual. It gives you more flexibility to use manual. Weapon swap tends to be buggy. So keep this disabled, keep this disabled. Always activated for weapon fire. So just kind of make sure that you don't have any other weapon fire mods. Like I said, profile switch mode is manual. The 4 weapons I'll cover is the R301. I like to set it at a 110. The default is a 115. The 110 allows you some flexibility in attaching barrel stabilizers, so you can have a gray, a blue, a purple, and still not have to adjust upwards because your strike pack is overcorrecting. So 110 is good for that. Just pull down a little bit if you don't have a single barrel mod. Same with the R99, 110. I don't change the horizontal recoil strength, as you guys can see. This one, it's tougher to manage if you are trying to tweak it. So personally, I like to keep that as default. Flatline, there is no barrel mod attachment, so I keep that at 115. It's worked pretty well. And Vault, again, 110. Start at that value. If you need to, you can always adjust on the fly. Everything else, leave the same. ADS aim assist, I disable this. This issue, when you acknowledge ADS aim assist, is it shakes your screen trying to track the target. It's basically trying to jiggle your screen so that the in-game aim assist is maximized, but it turns out that it really doesn't do much. For me, I don't notice a difference, and the sacrifice you have to make to get that maximized aim assist from the game is that screen shake, like I told you. That screen shake is really going to mess up if you have a G7 or if you have a Kraber or any sort of sniper and you're on a 4x, 6x, 8x, 10x sight. It's going to make your accuracy with snipers go way down. Not a good trade-off in my opinion, especially when I don't notice a difference in my damage done and in my tracking when I have aim assist on, regardless of whether you have max strength or middle of the ground strength. So personally, my recommendation is leave it disabled. Everything else, don't change, with the exception of shot mode if you prefer. Rapid, crouch, hip fire. When you're hip firing, you're going to be spamming crouch automatically from the strike pack. You can obviously crouch, spam at your own will if you want, but this just makes it a little harder for you to hit. It will obviously slow you down though if you're strafing left and right. So other things to think about. Okay, so here is the strike pack in action. You can see the strike pack is on right now. The R301, no barrel mod, 1x zoom, or just the default sights. See on the body, 1 clip with a mag that's blue. from red armor.
We should go this way.
About 23 meters away. So 20 to 25, again, I say this all the time, 20 to 25 is where the strike pack really shines because the recoil control will help you out-damage your opponent. If they don't have anti-recoil control, you're just going to basically out-damage them if all else equal. If they have, you know, obviously, like, let's say a G7, they're going to prefer to fight you at closer to this type of range, where even if you have a strike pack, because they're moving, it'll be tougher for you to one-clip them. That's not bad, but they're not going to be standing still most of the time. Whereas when you're closer to this range, a G7 is not going to win as often against an automatic gun such as the 301. So that's point number one. Point number two, like I said, if you attach a barrel mod, because we have our setting to a 110 for anti-recoil strength, attaching a barrel mod actually won't hurt you that much. In fact, it'll roughly normalize. See that without touching the right stick, still a one clip, because what I've done is I've decreased the amount of anti-recoil on the strike pack that's necessary, so that barrel mods, when attached, will still have its necessary impact. What happens if we take a 2x, still from this distance, because I have advanced look controls on, still one clip, right? I didn't adjust anything, but because the game knows that I have a 2x, it's going to automatically adjust. I'll show you real quick what I mean. So if you look at advanced look controls per optic settings, on my 2x, I'm 1.6 times more sensitive than my iron sight, or the 1x optical, and the 3x is a 2.6. So these are the values that you need to have if you're going to use a 3 ADS sensitivity and a classic view. So go ahead and you can copy my settings. This is what I like to use, but make sure that you're using everything else the same that I am as well. So make sure that, first of all, you're on advanced look controls. On the advanced look controls, this yaw speed, pitch speed for regular looking doesn't really matter. It's more about the ADS, yaw speed, and pitch speed. Make sure that you're matching mine. The 110, the 75, 30, 30, 100% ramp up time, 25% ramp up delay. Not the biggest deal. Really, it's about the yaw speed and the pitch speed. The extra turning is basically when you're already at max, so if you're already at the max of a certain level. But other than that, like I said, this should be relatively self-explanatory. So because I have ADS advanced look controls enabled, again, a 2x is not going to make a difference. A 3x as well, same thing. Without touching the right stick, still a one clip. It's not perfect, right? There are some bullets that will miss even with the target standing still, but it's as good as can be. And the other thing that you can practice with is using your left stick to move around a little bit while you're aiming down sights. So, for instance, without touching the right stick, I'm going to move the left stick. See that? So I'm slowly jiggling my body to make myself a little bit harder to hit, but at the same time, I'm also making small adjustments so that my crosshair stays more on target. So that's another trick you can use. Again, doesn't matter if it's the 2x, if it's the 3x, if it's the 1x. If you have advanced look control settings like I have, you should be in a relatively good spot. Just make sure that you're on classic here, and then, well, the classic really doesn't even matter with advanced look control, so apologize for that. Basically, the only thing you need to copy is use custom look controls, dead zone at 4%, outer threshold 2, response curve 10, per optic settings, take all of these. Don't even worry about this. I mean, obviously adjust this to what you use for hip fire, but this won't matter for anti-recoil. This is the part that matters. All right, so everything else, target compensation on, immediately target compensation on, default target compensation style, and that'll get you to a much better place. I'll even show you one more example with the volt. So right now, if I go down square, that's my volt profile. So in that case, again, without touching the right stick, one clip, right? Put the 2x on the volt. Again. Okay, so I am jiggling a little bit, but that's basically, there's no barrel mod on it, so I'll switch the barrel mod on my volt. See if that helps. Still roughly one clip. So, I mean, overall, like I said, the advanced look controls are very strong with the strike pack. Those are my settings. I think those are the best settings for season 11. So give them a try. If you like it, let me know. Drop a like. Go ahead and subscribe. And thanks for watching the video.